Hey, deserving listeners, it's time to continue watching 90 Day Fiancé. I'm going to react to it. My name is Dr. Kirk Honda. I'm a therapist and a professor. As I always say, don't use YouTube as a replacement for therapy. If you need a therapist, get one. You deserve it. Let's watch the show.
It's just hard to be alone here without nobody. I feel like I want to go back to home.
I wonder if the eyes normally light up or something.
Yara disappeared. I'm gonna go see what's going on.
Oh, and Joey's coming.
What are you doing?
Call me after when you can.
Okay, they're in a conflict. Yara feels lonely. She feels like she is not connected to Jovi, I think. She's not saying it that way. She's hurt by Jovi. She feels like Jovi is not taking the wedding seriously. This has been an ongoing issue for her. She's worried about the future. Let's see how the two of them talk about it in ways that are either constructive or not constructive. Let's watch.
Why'd you leave everybody? Is everything okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
You sure?
All right, so not a terrible start, but not a good start. For Jovi to say, why'd you leave everyone? That tone can be hurtful to someone. And I'm guessing that Jovi knows what's up. I'm guessing that Jovi, if we just cornered him and said, just take a guess as to why you think your fiance is upset. I'm guessing Jovi would say, well, I came home late last night. I wasn't prepared to go to Vegas. She's interpreting it as I don't care about the wedding, which I do. And I would say, okay, so how about you address, you don't have to ask her to tell you. You could just lead with that and say, hey, honey, you seem upset. I'm guessing it's because of this and this. I'm sorry. I should have known better. I have a problem. I'm going to try to work on it. You know, that would probably go a long way. Now, from Yara's side, Jovi did, I think, relatively nicely ask what's going on, saying, I'm open to hearing something. And Yara said, nothing's wrong. Now, is Yara making a decision to not talk about it because she's like, what's the point? I don't want to get into a conflict right now. Maybe that's a good choice. Or is she passive-aggressively saying nothing's wrong when she is clearly indicating that something is wrong? I don't know. Let's watch and see which one it is, or another option.
Okay, let's go take pictures with them.
That's good. It's so much crazy that I'm marrying Joey in 2 days. We'll take a picture.
Yeah, I'll take a picture. Oh, do one together. Y'all get in.
We'll go.
We'll do a selfie.
Okay, so I'm guessing that Yara is thinking, well, we're almost to Vegas. I don't want to cause a big scene. I'm upset. I'll talk with him about it later. This is something I talk with a lot of couples about, is when you're at that crossroads, you're upset and you're upset at your partner and you want to say something. You have all these thoughts going, all these feelings and all these ideas and arguments you're going through your head. And you get to a crossroad and you think, okay, do I say something or do I just let it go, so to speak? Now, sometimes one direction is better and sometimes the other direction is better. If you tend to do one or the other, then we can get imbalanced. But sometimes, you know, being in a partnership, a long-term relationship, long-term marriage, you are going to have complaints. Even a long-term friendship, you're going to have complaints. There are going to be things about your partner that are going to annoy you. And it's okay to, at times, say, take the good with the bad. I know this is how Jovi is. I don't like it, but I don't want to get into it right now. If it happens again in the next few weeks, I'll bring it up. I don't know. That can actually go a long way. And as a couples therapist, I tend to be on the other side. I tend to say, hey, let's talk about it. Hey, let's bring it out in the open. Let's give each other the opportunity to get our feelings out and our validation met. But there are many styles to relationships, and we don't all have to operate like therapists and talking all the time about our feelings. There are other ways where you can actually do what Yara just did, as long as it doesn't pile up. If it's piling up and the resentment is building, then you want to start talking about it as early as possible, honestly. But sometimes, you know, there are things that annoy us about our partners, and we're just like, yep, there it is again. But I know overall that they're a good person and that they love me. You know, 98% of this relationship is good, 2% is bad. I don't feel like arguing about that 2%, and I'm going to, quote unquote, let it go. But again, if you err in that direction all the time, there's a risk of resentment building. Let's watch and see if we find out which one it is for Yara.
I love Joey so much.
All right, let's go.
But I just wish I will have more time to decide, because if I will be not pregnant, I will just leave everything and go home. But it's not that simple.
Wait, what did she just say? I felt like I was on a roller coaster there. She said, I love Jovi so much, which she'll say sometimes when she's being interviewed, which I have to say always kind of shocks me, the way that they talk to each other. I figure they must be in love, but sometimes I'm a little shocked by how she'll say stuff like that, because there just seems to be so much animosity. But it makes sense. Okay. So I was like, oh, she loves him so much. And then she says a few other things. And then she says, but if I wasn't pregnant, I would have left already. So what does that say? I love him so much, but if I wasn't pregnant, I wouldn't want to be with him? Let's rewind that, because I think that's an important statement that she said.
I love Joey so much.
All right, let's go.
But I just wish I will have more time to decide, because if I will be not pregnant, I will just leave everything and go home. But it's not that simple.
Oh, I think what she's saying is, I love him so much, but I'm not quite sure about getting married right now. And if I wasn't pregnant, I would have gone home and continued to date him and really make sure that he's the right one for me. I think that's what she's saying.
I know this sucks. I know it hasn't been good. It's a lot of stress. We have 90 days to get married. Now you're pregnant. I'm gonna try to make things better. I want your wedding to be perfect. I want you to enjoy your time here. I want you to forget this. So what can I do to make it better for you?
All right, 2 thumbs up to Jovi. She was saying, I feel like you're not paying attention to me. I feel like it's all about you and your friends. I want more connection with you. I mean, that's my words, not hers. And he heard that, and he's holding her hand, which is always a good move. I always say, if you're ever in a conflict and you can get the motivation up to reach out, hold their hand, put your hand in your back, hug even, that will usually dissipate a lot of our stress hormones and reactivity. We can think more straight. We can think with less distortions, less triggered. So he reaches out, holds her hand, and says, look, I'm here for you. I want to do right by you. I love you. I want to be with you. And we also heard Yara, as she was saying her complaints, she was following it up with, I love you so much. I want to be with you. So that helps him to be less triggered as well. So they're really conflicting in a very constructive way in this instance. Let's see what Yara says.
I should take in your first position in your life now.
Okay.
Not be somewhere behind. Your friends, we just got here. I want to spend a little bit of time with you.
Okay, you're right. I'm gonna try my best to make this perfect for you. So we're not gonna hang out with them. Me and you can do something romantic.
Wow. Jovi is really turning a new leaf right now. I did not expect him to say, I thought he was going to say, come on, we're in Vegas. Let's hang out with the friends. But that's not what he's saying. He's like, okay, you know what? I want to make this a special night for the two of us. I reject my friends. It's just you and me. 2 thumbs up to Jovi. All right, well, that does it for that episode. If you haven't become a patron of the podcast yet, you can do so now. That's how we know you like what we're doing. It's the main way we know. So go to patreon.com, become a patron of the podcast if you want. And everyone out there, please take care of yourself because you deserve it. You really, really do.